Hey guys, so I'm back for another video. The first one seemed to do well, so here I am again. Because I like this YouTube stuff. Anyways, today we're going to be ranking all the phones I've had. So I've had 8 or 7 phones. Right now I'm rocking the iPhone 12 Pro. Because I don't need all that new stuff. I used to want the newest tech because that's what would get me the most views, but now I don't really care. I care about simplicity and getting things done. So let's start off with the first phone I've had, the Sony Xperia M4 Aqua. Now I don't have it with me, but it was, I don't remember it being a very good phone. I remember it was a complicated phone because it had only 8 gigabytes of storage, which was problematic. And yes, 8 gigabytes of storage, not RAM. Back in the day, it was kind of the norm, I guess, but even for affordable smartphones, I don't think that was acceptable. Which is why I switched to the Sony Xperia E5 later. Not that much later, actually. Which was much better, it was still plastic, had a decent-ish camera. But yeah, I wouldn't say it was a very great phone either. The OS was kind of funky. The OS was kind of funky. Yeah, I don't remember it being a very fast phone either. But back in the day, budget-oriented phone for... I was very young back then, so it was okay, I guess, for me. And then later, I switched to the Samsung Galaxy S6 Edge, which was a major step up, mainly because of its display. The display was insane for me back in the day. Yeah, it was amazing. It was actually really good. I really enjoyed that smartphone. Installed a bunch of custom ROMs on it as well. I actually have it with me. I'll shoot some B-roll. I'll shoot some B-roll of it later. But yeah, it was a really great phone. Very great cameras too, for what it was back in when did it come out? 2015 maybe, 2016, 2015, something like that. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot. And then I switched to the Google Pixel 3. And for those who know the Heichi channel, know that I was a huge fan of that smartphone. Oh man, it was so great. It was the best. When I switched to it back in 2020, actually November of 2019, I did the video in 2020. It was another game changer because of it. So I enjoyed a lot the OS. The cameras were, of course, the main attraction here with the Pixel 3. And yeah, it was just awesome. It was an awesome smartphone. The battery wasn't that great, actually. That's one thing I remember, which is the same for all those previous phones I've had before. The battery wasn't that great. And still, I'd say that's the number one thing to improve with smartphones is the battery, because I don't know, like maybe the 12 Pro dies slightly slower. Like I'm sitting at 70% right now, and it's midday, it's the afternoon. Yeah, but moving on. So yeah, the Pixel 3, it was a game changer for sure. I don't know why they put 2 selfie cameras for it. Kind of a weird decision. Could have swapped it and put it on the back for an ultra wide angle, but yeah, I remember Google didn't want to put a wide angle for a long time on their phones, and it's kind of weird, but now they do it, so yeah. So yeah, then I switched to the Pixel 6a, which actually was not as big of a step up as I thought it would be, because it still had 60 Hz on its display. The battery wasn't that great because of Tensor, and cameras were also not much better than the Pixel 3. But they finally did add a ultra wide angle back camera, which was really nice. So I enjoyed that. And then I switched to iPhone, which was strange because at first it was supposed to be an experiment to try an iPhone out for a week, and that week turned into what now? Like, it's 2 years now since I'm still on iPhone, and I'm not planning to switch back. I mean, it's amazing. For me, like the integration, the ecosystem, you could say, between Mac and iPhone is really great. I don't really care about like being in the ecosystem. I don't really care about AirPods. I don't care about Apple Watch. I just care about Mac and iPhone, and that's all I need, and that's all I'm going to be using. So it's amazing. iPhone 8 was actually a much better phone than I thought it would be. Mainly because of its size. The size was super compact, but it was also very efficient in that way, I guess. And yeah, the cameras were a step down compared to Pixels, and it was an older phone too. Well, I think the iPhone 8 came out in 2017. The Pixel came out in 2018. So yeah, the Pixel still had a better camera. And yeah, I enjoyed the iPhone 8 a lot. So yeah, now I'm on the 12 Pro, which is a bit of an interesting choice. But mainly I switched because of ProRAW for the 12 Pro. I don't know, I enjoy it, but what I'm disappointed about is that it's still a slightly compressed, and it's not truly raw, you could say, for the iPhone ProRAW. But I enjoyed the OS. I enjoyed the integration, as I said, between Mac and iPhone with AirDrop and stuff like that. I enjoy that I can copy on the iPhone and paste on the Mac and vice versa, which is pretty awesome. So yeah, here's my ranking for the smartphones. I definitely I wouldn't place the 12 Pro in first place, even though that's the latest. Is it the latest smartphone? No, it's not the latest smartphone. Even though it's one of the better smartphones in this space, I'd say Pixel 3 is still the GOAT, which was probably expected for most of you, some of you, I guess. But yeah, that's the end of this video, so thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.